Okay, picture this. What if your doctor could spot a disease years before you even felt a single symptom? Or what if we could design a brand new cure in just a few months instead of a few decades? Well, this isn't science fiction anymore. Today, we're diving into the AI health revolution that is happening right now as we speak. So let's get into it. And this idea right here, it's really the key to everything we're going to talk about. Think about it. We're moving away from just making educated guesses about our health and stepping into a whole new world of unbelievable, data-driven precision.
So yeah, it's a really powerful idea, but what does it actually mean? For your health, for my health, for real people in the real world? Well, it means we are fundamentally changing the entire game when it comes to healthcare.
You see, instead of just waiting to treat sickness after it's already shown up, we're shifting to a future where we can stop it in its tracks, maybe even before it starts. And that whole shift, it all begins by giving doctors a brand new kind of superpower.
And what is that superpower? It's the ability to see what has, until now, been completely invisible. We're talking about AI systems that could pick up on the tiniest, most subtle signs of a disease, way before our usual methods could ever hope to. And to really get a feel for this, let's look at a condition where every single second counts.
Okay, so in the ER, when someone might have sepsis, which is this really life-threatening reaction to an infection, the clock is just ticking like crazy. You have to figure out the cause fast. Is it bacterial? Is it viral? Because the sooner you know, the sooner you can get them the right treatment. Any delay, well, it can be absolutely catastrophic. And this is a total game changer. Get this, there's a new AI-powered blood test called Triverity that can diagnose an infection and even predict how severe the sepsis is in just 30 minutes. 30 minutes! Right there in the ER.
But here's the thing, it's not just about being fast, it's about being smarter. The AI looks at 29 different immune markers in your RNA and gives back 3 super critical scores. Number 1, is it bacterial? Number 2, is it viral? And number 3, how severe is this going to be? I mean, that level of detail blows traditional tests out of the water, and it could cut down on giving out the wrong antibiotics by 60 to 70%. That is what we mean by precision.
So, this whole idea of seeing the invisible, it goes way deeper than just a quick diagnosis. We're now talking about spotting diseases at the microscopic level, down to a single cell. And a perfect and honestly incredible example of this is coming out of cancer research.
Check out this number, 800 plus. That is how many brand new, previously unseen genetic markers for pancreatic cancer a new AI tool just found. Over 800 new clues for a disease that is notoriously incredibly hard to detect early.
So the tool that did this is called Dolphin, and it does exactly what the name suggests. It dives deep into our genetic code. It's analyzing individual cells with a level of detail that honestly was just pure science fiction a few years back. And by doing this, it can tell the difference between a really aggressive tumor and a low-risk one. And what does that mean? It means doctors can tailor the treatment exactly to that person's specific cancer. That's the power of precision we're talking about.
All right, so this seeing the invisible thing, it even applies to, you guessed it, one of the most complex things in the universe, our brain. So we all have our chronological age, right? How many candles are on the cake. But now, new AI can figure out our biological brain age. That's a measure of how healthy your brain structure actually is. So your brain could literally be younger or older than your driver's license says you are.
Okay, so why does knowing your brain clock even matter? Well, because it can spot the absolute earliest signs of cognitive decline. We're talking years before any obvious symptoms show up, and that is a huge deal. It opens up this crucial window where we can be proactive with personalized things like specific exercises or social activities to protect our brain health and maybe, just maybe, slow that clock right down.
Okay, so seeing diseases earlier, that's one massive piece of the puzzle. But what's the other half of this revolution? It's using AI to actually design the cures to fight these diseases and doing it at a speed that is just mind-blowing.
Let's talk about one of the biggest health threats on the planet right now, antibiotic resistance. You've probably heard of superbugs, right? These are bacteria that have just learned to shrug off our best antibiotics. We are in a desperate race to find new drugs that actually work.
Now just look at this timeline. Before AI, just figuring out how a new potential antibiotic even worked, that could take 2 years. Researchers at MIT and McMaster just used AI to do the same thing in 6 months. That's not just faster, it's a 75% shortcut in discovery time. Insane.
So how'd they do it? They used a generative AI called DiffDoc, and what it does is it predicts exactly how a drug molecule will attach to a bacterial cell. Think of it like a perfect key sliding into a lock. Because it's so precise, they could design an antibiotic that only goes after the bad guys, like certain types of E. coli, while leaving all the good, healthy bacteria in our gut totally alone. That's a huge win.
And this quote really just says it all, doesn't it? We are stepping into a brand new era of creating medicines. It's fast, it's incredibly focused, and it's safe for our microbiome. It's a whole new playbook.
Okay, so let's recap. We can see diseases way earlier. We can design cures way faster. So what's the final piece of the puzzle? Well, it's bringing all of that power and putting it directly into your hands, almost like having a personal 24/7 AI health team.
For instance, Google Research is working on something they call a Personal Health Agent, or PHA. Just imagine an AI that takes all the data from your Fitbit or smartwatch, combines it with your lab results and all your other health info, and then acts as your personal health advisor 24/7.
And here's the really cool part. It's not just one single AI. It's designed to work like a whole team of specialists, all focused on you. You've got one agent that's like the data scientist, just crunching all the raw numbers. Then you've got a domain expert agent that adds the clinical context, like a doctor would. And finally, you have a coach agent that takes all that complicated stuff and translates it into simple, actionable advice you can actually use.
All right, let's pull all of this together. When you combine all these incredible breakthroughs, what does this new world of AI-powered medicine really look like for us?
Well, it really stands on three revolutionary pillars. First, seeing the invisible, detecting diseases at a cellular level way before we feel sick. Second, designing tomorrow's cures, creating targeted, effective drugs in a fraction of the time. And third, personalizing our care, delivering hyper-specific health advice right to you, for you.
And that right there is the big takeaway. We are making a massive shift. We're moving away from a system that just reacts to sickness to one that is proactive. We're going from one-size-fits-all treatments to ones that are incredibly precise. And ultimately, we're shifting from just managing disease to actually preventing it.
You know, this kind of tech is quickly becoming part of our lives, and the possibilities are just endless. So it kind of leaves us with a pretty personal question to think about. Once you have an AI health coach right there in your pocket, what's the first thing you're going to ask it to track for you? Your sleep, your fitness goals, your stress levels? The future of your health is really becoming this three-way conversation between you, your doctor, and your data. And trust me, that future is getting here a lot faster than you think.